Welcome, Taurus. Thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for June 2019 for the Sun or the Ascendant. This month begins with the Sun in the part of your horoscope that's very much to do with your resources. This location is going to be boosted furthermore when Venus moves out of your zodiac sign on the 9th and joins up with the Sun in this part. And so I think it's very possible that there can be some kind of improvement in your cash flow from that time. Your appreciation of the good things in life is always strong. And I have to be honest, in week 2, you could find yourself tempted to splash out on a big ticket item that you just find irresistible. Now, this could be a new motor vehicle, it could be an addition to your home, or perhaps it's going to be some luxury travel that tempts you. And part of the reason that travel may be part of your thinking this month is that Mars, the planet of drive, is in the sign of Cancer from the start of the month. And that's joined by Mercury, the planet of travel, on the 5th. This combination is also going to be sparked up by Uranus in your sign, the planet of unpredictability, which from the 5th through to around about the 8th could see you dazzle people by making a spontaneous move that people can be frankly a little bit surprised by, but it actually can give you a rush of excitement that you're not necessarily doing what other people expect. But Mars in the sign of Cancer is also augmented by something called the point of destiny. The point of destiny or North Node is generally very fortunate. And what the North Node is asking you this month to do is to tune in to make the connection between your ideas and also your feelings. So if you're expressing how you feel to people, even if it's in quite a to-the-point way, I think that's going to be very uplifting for you. But also the North Node is linking to the planet of dreams, Neptune, which is in a very idealistic location for you. I think the combination of all this suggests that if you encounter people who have similar values to you this month, or people who have different values but ones that you can respect and look up to, you can find the whole thing very spiritually uplifting. It can also be extremely convivial, so if you're just having a drink in the bar and you strike up a conversation and people are talking about things that grab your imagination, I think that is going to be very positive for you. But if you go to a festival, watch a band, decide to visit a play or an exhibition, that too, or those two, can be areas that you find very stimulating. Now, from the 10th to the 18th, it is true that Mars is going to be going into an opposition with Saturn. Now, Mars being the thrusting influence of drive, of desire, and also, obviously, of masculine romance, is very much about you putting out there what you believe in a bit more of an assertive way, which I think can be really exciting for you. But its opposition with Saturn can create some limitations. If you do encounter someone who tends to have a kind of might is right attitude, it could get up your back, quite frankly. It's possible also that if you're wanting to travel across those days, that there could be obstacles, not because you're creating them. Your desire to crack on and make things happen is going to be enormous this month. And your appreciation of all the good things in life is not necessarily going to see you wanting to be too much of a shrinking violet. But no, it's not that you're not going to be motivated or standing your ground in a positive way. It's that you could just meet someone who is a classic bore. So if there are controversial subjects being discussed, and you really don't want to get into it, I would steer clear. Then again, if you feel really passionate about some things that are going on, either to do with the environment or politically, or things that you're just very interested in, even sport, you could have some fantastic conversations. But I think there could be some moments when there are not always a case of everybody agreeing. There may be a need to agree to disagree. This potential for conflict is increased from the 18th through to the 25th, when Pluto goes into an opposition with Mars as well. Across that period of days, Taurus, I think you could encounter someone who really makes your pulse race. In fact, you can find them almost irresistible. But whether they'd be the right person for you is another matter. But the sexual attraction part of it can be absolutely palpable. Also, Venus, your ruler, in your own sign for the first week, 8 days of this new month, is forging a gorgeous link with Pluto at the very start of this month. So it's possible that if you are travelling at the very start of June and you're single, you could meet someone who really does switch you on. Equally, if you're part of a couple, this could be an opportunity to explore someone that's rather has a great deal of mystique, or is rather exotic, and that can be something that you find very exciting and compelling too. But the desire to splash out could see you really bending your flexible friend in week 2, and also in the last week of this month. But equally, those can both be times when the sexual and sensual temperature is also amped up to quite a considerable degree. Now, there is going to be a full moon, which occurs on the 16th in the sign of Sagittarius, where you already have Jupiter. For you, this is a part of your situation which is to do with resources. And if you're in an existing relationship, be it a business partnership, or you're wanting to make the most of your resources, if you're a more entrepreneurial type of Taurus person, then maybe there is going to be a need to balance the books a little bit in the second half of this month. But once we have the summer solstice, which occurs on the 21st, around about 4:55 GMT, I do feel this could be a point when life really starts to speed up for you. The Sun moves into Cancer. It also forges an awesome angle to Uranus in your sign. And you could find yourself having the most exciting, but also very surprising conversations. Also, someone can get in touch with you in a way that you're not expecting, which can intrigue you. In general, this is going to be a month which shakes up the foundations of your life, but in a very positive way. I think there's going to be a lot of debate, a lot of potential for travel. You could definitely encounter someone who you find very magnetic in their draw for you. But whether it turns out to be a short-term fling and a very spicy one, or something more enduring, just depends on your unique circumstances. Because generally, with Saturn and Pluto still very tightly bound together in the part of your horoscope to do with opening up your world and your thinking to wider horizons, you might not necessarily want a situation which pins you down, unless it's something that can be much more sustained for the longer term. So for now, I just think this is going to be a very lively month, a month of enjoyment, enjoying the good things in life which you have a huge appreciation of. But if you are trying to keep to a very strict diet, whether it's to do with your attraction to other people or what you eat and drink, I do think this could be a challenging time. But let's be honest about it. It can be great fun breaking any diet around those two areas. Thank you for having joined me at your monthly horoscope forecast. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to know more about what's going on in your situation, go on a journey of discovery beyond your zodiac sign by embracing your personal astrology. This is based on your time, date and place of birth. And if you no longer live in the same location where you were born, in terms of your forecasting, I can relocate you to where you are living now. Not a lot of services like this offer that particular feature. But equally, I use a form of forecasting called directions. This is where we take your personal horoscope when you were born, your natal chart, and advance it for roughly 1 degree for every year of your life. These are particularly impactful. The influence that they have on your natal positions, but also on moving planets that they impact upon now, the transits, really are very powerful. To find out about this, And also, if you buy a character analysis and a forecast at the same time, I will give you a 30% discount. Please see the link beneath this video. This is an opportunity to understand some of the more trying patterns that have kept occurring in your life, but also to overcome them, but also embrace the positive opportunities you have to grow and to make the most of your innate talent and skills. And there will be information that can really take your breath away. It's so much more powerful than just your sun sign. Thank you.